So today I'm working on a Predator 2000 generator from Harbor Freight. Stored it without draining the fuel and did not operate it for over a year. And now when you pull the starter cord, it won't start. To make sure yours is doing everything it's supposed to start, you want to make sure that you've got it with fuel in it, that you've got this little thing turned to the on position, and then you want to go down here and you want to turn the ESC throttle to off, and then you want to turn this switch over here to start, and then you want to start pulling the starter handle and wait for the output light to come on. And then once it's running, that's on, you slowly turn this to run. None of that's going to happen on mine. I've tried to start a few times, so if you're in a situation like I am where it won't start, I'll show you how to fix this. First thing you want to do is remove this cover. The cover has 3 screws at the top. They're Phillips head screws. They look like this. They come out pretty easy. Just need a number 2 Phillips. You don't have to remove this nut at the bottom. Only the red part's going to come off. And when it does, you want to swing it out, and then you want to lift it up. And that is going to allow these tabs that slide into these squares to come up out of there. First thing you want to do is check your oil. It's right here. Turn it counterclockwise to open it up, see how much oil you got. Oil, that's probably your problem. This thing has a shut-off switch that will not allow it to start and will kill the engine if the oil drops down below an acceptable level. You'll need some 10W30 oil, a funnel, and a little paper towel to catch spills. Add oil until oil can be seen touching the bottom of the threads inside. After putting in your oil dipstick and tightening it, give it another shot. Try to start it using the same procedures as we started. If you're still having issues trying to start it, you've likely got a fuel problem. So let's drain out the old fuel that's been left in it. To drain the fuel, I like to use this kind of setup. I use a disposable pan to catch the fuel. I use a sheet of aluminum foil to fabricate and create a spillway for the fuel to go down so it'll go into the pan. And then I loosen the cap so that I have released the vapor lock on it, and will allow the fuel to run out. Next, you want to use a 10 millimeter open-end wrench and loosen this nut on the bottom of the fuel bowl. With the nut at the bottom of the fuel bowl loosened up, fuel will begin to flow out the bottom, down your little gutter, your spillway, and into your catch pan. Just give it some time to drain. I can already see that this fuel is tinted yellow. It's probably an indication of a problem. Another way to drain the fuel is to open up this little screw here. The one with the spring around it. I'll go around and show you from the other side. It has this little tube on it. You can use a screwdriver to open that screw right there, and then the fuel will flow down the tube and into your catch pan. I like to have both of them going at the same time. I find that it seems to work a lot faster. While things are draining, it's a good idea to go ahead and reach inside your fuel fill port and pull out the screen. Go ahead and inspect the screen for any debris. If you do find debris in it, you can use your old fuel to help rinse out the debris and get your screen clean again, just using an old toothbrush or something to help dislodge the particles that are trapped in the screen. Once you're done, you just replace it by dropping it back in place. Now, eventually your catch container will start getting close to full. It's always good to have a second container so that you can switch them out. I bought these at Walmart. They came as a pack of 2 anyways. And you can swap out the almost full one with the empty one, and then you can take the one that has fuel in it and pour that into some type of a catch container. I'm just going to use this empty bottle and then dispose of that fuel safely. Demonstrate a quick way just to switch these out without making a mess. Lay your pan next to your existing pan with the edges overlapping a little bit, and then move your tube to the empty pan, and then just go ahead and take your hand and slide the whole thing over. And it's a quick and easy way to transfer without fuel going everywhere. And another thing you can do is go ahead and check your spark arrestor. A lot of times a clogged spark arrestor can lead to problems. To access this easier, you'll need to remove these Phillips screws. There's 6 of them. Also, another tip is each of these pans came with a lid. The lids are a great way to keep all your hardware put away and separated. Those screws out, you want to lift out the bottom of this and then pull down. It has tabs at the top. And set that aside. Now you can use an open end wrench and a socket to remove this bolt and nut. The nut is welded to this part, so you don't have to try to put anything on here. All you need is a number 8 open or box end wrench to go ahead and loosen this up. It's loose enough, you'll go ahead and remove the outer cover, and then you can also remove the inner cover, or the inner part here. Check them out for debris. This one doesn't look too bad. If yours is clogged up, that may very well be your problem. Either way, if you have it off, go ahead and use some carburetor cleaner spray to clean these off. If you've got those clean, you can go ahead and reinsert this and then cover it up with your cap, and then tighten that back. When it's ready to reinstall this cover, the first thing you want to do is put this rubber boot in over the bottom, and then swing the whole thing up so that these tabs line up with the notches at the top, and then lift it to be in place. And then you'll want to reinstall your 6 screws. You've got your mounting hardware mixed up and you're unsure as to which screws go into this panel and which screws went into this panel. The screws that went into the red panel are the shorter of the two. So you can see the screws that go into the red panel are there on the right, and the screws that go into the spark arrestor cover are going to be the one on the left, and the one on the left is longer. So as you get close to it being empty and the drip's slow, you can go ahead and remove your little spillway that you had there, and just go to just using the tube alone. And also, if you tilt the generator towards you, you can tilt and put something underneath it, like a screwdriver or something, then it will completely drain the tank. So that's what I've got it done, and now it looks like it's pretty much empty. So I'm gonna go ahead and now fill it with fresh fuel, see if we can get it to start. Video and hold the camera with one hand. So you want to go ahead and tighten that down. I've already gone ahead and tightened this nut down, make sure my bowl was seated well. So I'm just going to shake off the rest of this fuel and then return it to the inside here. I'll leave this cover off when I start it, so that if I can't get it started, I can still have access to check the spark plug and the air filter if I need to. Before we try to start it, I just wanted to show you the old fuel. This kind of urine colored, apple juice color fuel is an indication that the fuel was very bad. It should be clear. It should be clear as water, clean water. So I'm pretty sure that now that we've replaced the fuel in here, that we shouldn't have a problem. Let's set this down. So again, the startup procedures on this, you want to make sure that this is in the off position. You want to go ahead and turn your vent on the cap to the on position, and then you want to go ahead and turn your selector knob from off past run to start, And then you should be able to pull on this. I'm gonna have to hold it with one hand and keep it from falling off the table. I guess not. Let's see here, hit this and start, run. There we go. I guess what I had done is moved it just a little. So apparently it had a little bit of trouble running when it was in the full choke position, in the start position. I moved it a little bit up like that. I guess that maybe is a sweet spot. Let's try it again. Yeah, there we go. Now before I put my cover on, I'm going to go ahead and drain out the new fuel that I put inside the unit so that I don't repeat the same mistake by storing it with fuel again. I don't know when the next time is that I'm going to use this. But now that the new fuel is draining out, you can see the stark contrast between what new fuel looks like versus that apple juice color of old fuel. If you start this process and you begin to pull out fuel that already looks like this, then it's unlikely that it's the fuel. You can go ahead and try it anyways, but if the fuel looks fresh, it probably is. But if your fuel has been in there for more than, say, 3 to 6 months, it's probably a good idea to go ahead and drain it all out and put in fresh gas anyways. Off camera, I removed this screw and removed this cover and checked my air filter. I knew the air filter was pretty good, because if this air filter was clogged to the point of being where air couldn't pass through it, I would expect the interior of this whole unit to be caked with dirt too, and it wasn't. So that was an indication that I didn't probably have that. And I was pretty sure that it wasn't a spark plug, but this is where your spark plug is. This is the cap that goes onto it. You pop that off. I'm sure there's other videos out there on how to change a spark plug, but you can probably figure it out pretty quickly. When this is done, I'm going to go ahead and put this all back together and store it empty. Next time I put fuel in it, I should be able to kick it off. Now, if you put in new fuel and you are still unable to start this unit, then the old fuel may have corroded or gummed up your carburetor. If that happens, the easiest thing to do is just to replace the entire carburetor. It comes as a whole kit. It's already rebuilt, and you just have to put the new one on. I'll leave a link in the description of this video for that. The link will take you to Amazon and provide you exactly the right carburetor. If you use that link, I'll disclose that I will get a commission, and it won't cost you any more or less for the part, but they will give me a little bit of money for, I guess, referring you to it. You can also buy a carburetor kit, which is a set of, you've got a needle for the needle valve, probably a new valve, a new diaphragm, another spring that you can use to just rebuild the carburetor. But I'll warn you, that is a challenging task. These are delicate things, and just putting something together just a little bit too wrong when you're reassembling it can cause you to have another problem. Really, for the time and the low cost of a whole new carburetor, I recommend just getting a whole new carburetor. If you rely upon this for, you know, life support out at some remote campground, it's probably good to have a backup carburetor anyway. So you might want to have one in a box just in case you need it. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. Amazon or YouTube has gotten to the point where they're starting to send me checks. If you can like and subscribe to this, they'll send me more money, and maybe one day I can use that money to retire. Right now I'm just using it to help people. So if this has helped you, please like and subscribe. It only takes a second, doesn't cost you anything, really helps me out. Hope this video helped you out. Good luck out there. Bye-bye. Okay, again, remember when you're putting this back on, the bottom of these have these 3 tabs, and they go into these holes. And there's also some little locking tabs that kind of clip in. They lock on here. I've noticed that on mine, this one is kind of busted almost all the way off, so don't rely on that too much. So what you'll do is you'll line these up with their notches and then just slide it in. And then you'll line up the screws at the top and put your screws in. Thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe. See you next time.